Okay, so today I'm going to, I made it to New Hampshire in the earlier stream in the morning. And so now I'm going to go a little down to right on the border. I forgot already what this town is, but Woodsville or whatever. It says it right on there, but like the thing is, I kind of want to showcase stuff that I don't normally see. Like this job lot. Is that a franchise? Because if it is, I haven't seen it before. Ocean State. Is that what this is called? The Ocean State? Like why? It can't be because they're... I don't get it. But no, it's like... I'm going to one of those awkwardly named places. Lebanon. Right, like I always make fun of certain names that are stupid, like Lebanon, New York, not the actual Lebanon. So there's so many weird things. Like you could say, oh, where do you live? I live in Lebanon. Oh, not that one. Like, where do they originally come up with some of these names? Like, why is it called that? There's a place in New York called Egypt, right? Egypt, New York. Like, why is it called that? Of all the, yeah, you see the snow on the ground in winter and stuff, and it's like, why? Why would you do that? Of all the things you possibly name it, which shows you kind of the arbitrary nature of something. Like, first of all, we associate something then in a preconceived way. Like, whenever you hear Egypt, you think of that Egypt. And then, like, the actual Egypt. But also, it's like, people are unoriginal, so they have to keep reusing the same names and stuff like that. So it's so stupid. Like we're in full clowning mode when we're doing this. Like I go through Vermont and I clown every aspect of it. Oh, the most famous person is Bernie Sanders. That's how you know your state is just absolutely trash, in that perspective at least. So now let's start the clowning here. Why do you? There might be a Lebanon, New York too, for all I know. But like, why do you have places named like this? Why you just random stupid things? But this immediately seems at least a little better and more populated than Vermont, where Vermont really was empty. The only place with a decent population I saw was Burlington. Even Bennington, which I expected to be a little bigger, was not very big. But here, it's more on the east side. Like you go to Concord and you go to a couple other places on that side, I think Manchester. Those places are really populated. So we're on the east, we're on the west border, right, from New York, or not from, well, New York side, from Vermont side. So we just crossed over the border, and I'm not going any further inland. I'm going south. So we're still on the border. We're going south from where I just was, Woodsville, to now Lebanon. There's a Best Buy there, and I want to get something from Best Buy. So whatever, I'll do that. There's so many setups in my car that I have now because I have to constantly charge my shit and then it doesn't work. So like right now I'm charging my laptop using my lighter socket thing, right? Plug outlet in it, like a wall outlet. And then also I want some rural country. This might not work. Like right now I think it's frozen because like everything looks life that before. Joke. I mean, what divides people. So you might think it's useful, but in the big picture, you'd say, okay, we're all human. We take pride in that, and you might think that sounds lofty or whatever, but it's really not. It's just like, who cares about? Like, it's an overcorrection thing. Yes, throughout history, people have been mistreated because of their identity at times, but now you shouldn't overcorrect and take pride in it and say, oh, now I'm proud of my identity. The real goal is to get it where you're going to block it and mess it up, or it'll hurt your reception, right? Maybe some of the mountainous regions in Vermont were like that. Credit for that, or they all take credit. Wait, what? No, why is it taking me back to Vermont? No, but how? Don't drink and drive. Think. Why is it doing that? What's going on? The thing circuses. And so what that means is basically not that it isn't as you can't question anything. Sound. But it's in look, see, that's why you need it. But you've been made that way by society. No, they're just, it's like, oh, it shows like a lack of self-awareness or something, that your appearance of initial has other things, wouldn't care, or you'd reject it, or you'd kind of again, you're controlled by like potential things, but normally, so you're inhibited. The thing is that see, like a lot of things are arbitrary, but because they're established, you just blindly go along with them, like the names of things, traditions, etc. But if you were to introduce something new, like, oh, you scoff at it, it's arbitrary, whatever. But you're aware of that nature of the process, instead of, oh, you're placing special emphasis on some things just because you're used to them, right? Non-invasive self-precon kind of a thing. But the thing is that everything is a zero-sum process, reaction, relief, remove the need. But yeah, like that third layer. So think about the three layers, right? You take appearances at face value, and that's all there is. So you would care about them, but you wouldn't perfectly curate or craft them either, because you don't have the means to do it, or you don't have the self-awareness to do it. The second layer would be, you take appearances seriously, but you do have some awareness of the process, so you do curate it, or you do have the means to do that. Then the third layer would be somebody who doesn't care about it necessarily. They're aware of the nature of the process, so now they don't care about it, but it'll be projected like, oh, they lack the ability to do this process that's only necessary to control people who are not aware of the process. And somebody who's aware of the process wouldn't care. So it's non-require, non-desire. You don't care or expect other people to do that, but you don't do it yourself either. So that's not how you perceive things. But you're kind of forced to perceive things that way because, other people are, and that's how they're controlled. So here's the thing, that whatever, the machination, overcompensation, everything is zero-sum reaction relief, so it doesn't matter. What if you see a different priority, you don't care about that, whatever the case may be. And so it's a situation where, just let it speak for itself, kind of. Again, though, right? Black Lives Matter. You go to a Ben & Jerry's and it has Black Lives Matter, and they're like, look, dude, sir, this is an ice cream shop. Like, what? Well, actually, maybe I'm talking out of my ass, because if Ben & Jerry's produces a lot of things in state or whatever, but a country somewhere else, that may affect just other people in general. Even forget about the race aspect, but just your whole way of life. Okay, here let me be more literal. That $10 could have gone to saving somebody starving in a third world country who may or may not, again, could be any race, whatever, but I'm just saying, if you want to take it literally, okay, there is at least one person in the world starving or suffering, or other people. So this is the hypocrisy of everything. You don't really care about lives because you're eating ice cream when you could be doing something else. And I know that might seem harsh, but it's like, that's independent, over standard, pretense, selective, non-invasive self, and then you affect people all around the world, whether you want to take responsibility or not, in a subversive way that work harder in the sense of the very lifestyle and process that you contribute to creating, right? That, different countries around the world, resources are sucked dry by big corporations and stuff. It's about the big picture. This was just a test stream to whatever, just see if my mobile data thing will work well. it seems to be okay. Like, at a certain point with this mobile stuff, you almost don't care. Because, okay, now this should go probably. Right, so you defer, you should do it, you either somehow validates it or whatever, but like the ego basis by which people are controlled, like, oh, I want to be controlled by the person who's nice and upbeat about it, but that tells you it's a subversive process that maybe, I don't know. So we should be there soon, like 20 minutes. This is just an excuse to kind of explore the outer rim, if you will, of the time. This state was really like a surprise to me. I just forgot that it even existed. So Vermont is what it was. So far I'm getting kind of a similar vibe to New Hampshire, but like, you know, we've gone basically from Syracuse, New York to Albany to Burlington. That was because I had to do something else there. But that was an annoyance. If I didn't do that, we would have been fine. Then we went from Burlington basically to now into New Hampshire. So it really wasn't that bad. I mean, to the other. 2,800 to 3,500 miles. So you could do that on a single oil change. Steady pace. 500 to 600 miles a day is pretty steady. I don't think I've just parked there for like a second and say, haha, look at me, I'm parking there. And then, you know, like, oh, I'll go and I'm not gonna actually do it, but I'm just saying some big YouTube, like, oh, I'll go behind these cones and then come back, and it's like, even if nobody's around, which shows you're a controlled, mindless sheep that obeys even if it doesn't serve a purpose. You'll do something, even I'll try to go use that outhouse. Like, would they really lock it? But it's like freedom is bad or be projected as some negative, right? Like, I want to, okay, I'll be the world project anymore that, you know, oh, it's because of blank. Oh, because they don't have money, that's why they have to do that. No, they choose to do that. Okay, they're a trillionaire and they prefer to sleep on the ground and just not have not really care, right? The whole point of money would be, okay, reaction relief, remove the need, zero sum. So the thing is that label people, though, is the point, right? Because everybody has to be a uniform, controlled sheep. And so what you kind of do is people kind of cope with their contrivance in this following way. Like, they're all controlled, so they'd rather insist upon how they're controlled and say, oh, but that's a good thing to do, that's a normal thing to do, I'm gratified by doing that. Not that, oh, it's conditional, it's only necessary for, you know, blank reason, like a collective right? Instead of, oh, we're just mindless animals and we need to be trained and tamed. And again, we value and obey and defer to things that don't serve any purpose. Like, oh, we'll stop at a red light even if there's nobody on the road, right? Or we'll condemn, so we'll obey things that don't serve a purpose, and we'll condemn things that do serve a purpose. Like, oh, this person goes out and does something free and productive and better, but we're not allowed to do that too much. Like, you can do it halfway, you can do it as a corporation allows you to or whatever, but you go out in the woods and hunt and fish on your own, or you build a cabin or something, it's like, oh, you're not allowed to do that, and that's owned by somebody else. And like, so you could be doing something productive and positive by the same measure, but you're not allowed to do it fully, right? Which is kind of inconsistent. So you got about 20 minutes left. Not a very long drive. This one is kind of nice, but gives me an excuse, you know, do some work on my computer, then we charge it while I'm driving, because I can't charge it while sitting, or at least I don't want to idle and do it. but I can't use it while charging it. Otherwise, it messes up. It's a very annoying thing to do. Seems to work pretty well if it. Okay, so let's just enjoy the ride and the whatever, the Starlink. Yeah, the angle adequately portrays you being in the passenger seat, kind of. And with your head leaning maybe a bit more to one side, but it's not bad.